very warm welcome to you. My name is Anne-Marie. Welcome if this is your first time, and welcome back if you've seen me before. It's fantastic to have you joining me again. I do hope you're well. I do hope you've had a good weekend. I hope you've been enjoying the sunshine today. It's been beautiful seeing the sunshine again. Hooray! Hooray! But I have put my pasty legs away, so don't panic. I'm not going to blind you tonight. Okay? Right. We'll just give everyone a couple of minutes to get themselves all set up. Hopefully I'm in the right direction. This is always a bonus. And while we're sorting ourselves out, let's just have a few nice, deep, calming breaths together. So get yourself in a fairly neutral position. We'll talk you through it in a minute. But let's just breathe. Okay? When you're ready, we'll go in, 2, 3, 4, hold here. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, hold here. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, let's have a couple more. In, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, last time here, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. I hope that's just really calmed you down, started you in the right place for this session. So all we need tonight is the mat, a head cushion, something like that. Please, as always, I suggest anything that doesn't feel good to you, that's twingy, that's uncomfortable, please don't do it. Please do something that's alternative, that's a stretch, that's comfortable. Take a rest if you need to, or I'll hopefully build you up so you've got lots of different alternatives as we're going. But if in doubt, take a rest, take a breather. Let's have a nice stretch and a nice relax day. We've got a few nice little twisty moves today, just to make sure our spine is feeling fantastic in that twisting movement. But let's get going. Let's start with our alignment then. So feet directly under the hips, not a bit wide then, directly under the hips. So think about those pointy parts on the front of the pelvis and just stretch the toes. Now, if like me you're in socks, this might be quite a struggle actually, but just stretch it out, just relax. And we're just going to rock forwards and back and allow those connective tissues to stretch, get some space between the toes. Just holding this fairly neutral stance as well. If you want to come up onto the toes, fantastic. But feeling that body weight gently rocking forwards and back. I do hope though that you are feeling great today already, and I'm hoping this next hour I'm going to leave you feeling even better. That's the plan. Okay, letting that come to settle in the middle, and if it's comfy for you to do so, just rocking in and out. So the feet really are pointing forwards if that's all right for you to do. Sometimes people find it a little bit comfy to have the toes pointing gently out to the corners. But if it's comfy, straight ahead is great too. Okay, and letting that come to settle there. So you've just got nice stretched wide central feet positions. The body weight is right over the middle parts of your feet. So today I've got wonderful markers on my socks to remind me where they should be. Fantastic. So moving up, knees nice and soft, moving up to the pelvis. Imagine that bowl of water in the pelvis. We're going to tuck under, tuck over. Lovely. So that water's flowing, freely flowing, and gently swishing in that bowl, flowing out to the front, flowing out to the back. So you're tucking under and over each time, feeling really nice and comfortable, warming up those vertebrae, the lower part of the spine. Going to get gentle warm up actually into the glutes as you're tightening the glutes just to tilt the pelvis forwards. So all nice and comfy there. Wonderful, and letting that come to settle so that it's nice and neutral in the middle, a small arch into the lower back, knees still soft. So drawing up through the spine, imagine pulling up a big long string all the way through the spine. If I got like a hook on the top of my head and just easing myself taller. This is the tallest I'll ever be, really. Drawing down the tailbone at the bottom. So you've got a long spine with natural neutral curves in it. Okay, so just checking the ribs directly over the hips, that we're not kind of side to side, front and back today. Just straight over the top, really. So lining up the front of that rib cage with the front of the pelvis there. Okay, and the shoulders. Oh, those shoulders. Let's bring them forwards, up, back, and ease them down the back. Often so much tension here. Let's just release it. Draw the shoulder blades down towards the back pockets. The hands will naturally possibly open up in front of you, maybe in towards the legs, but we're feeling a gentle stretch across the front of the chest, nice and tall through the spine, a big gap between the chin and the chest. So I could probably get a grapefruit under there, but looking nice and far forwards. The chin is forwards, we've got a neutral gaze directly in front. If I got a book on my head, it would be perfectly balanced. Fantastic. So from here, let's go for that full and wide breathing. So with me, when you're ready, take a full and wide breath in, opening out through the rib cage and out. And it's so fantastic. Well, I always like to start with some relaxation breathing, but getting back into the breathing here. So we're feeling the movement in the rib cage, opening out and allowing, really getting some oxygen into the body. And relaxing it there, okay? And we're going to think about our core contraction tonight. So imagine that elevator with 10 floors on the left when you're ready with me. As you breathe in, you're going to draw that elevator up to the 10th floor and hold it there, and it is tight and there is tension all in this belt around the lower part of the body, kind of between the tummy button and the bottom of the pelvis. Just really tight and held out when you're into that 10th floor of the elevator, and release. And release. I already feel I need to relax after that one. Right. When you're ready on the next full wide breath in, breathe in. Draw that inner elevator up to the 5th floor on the lift. Okay. So you've still got tension, you've still got tightness under the fingertips into that crease of the thighs. And release. And on the next full wide breath in, breathe in. We'll just take it to that 3rd floor on the elevator, so it should be nice and comfy for you right there, but just still getting that tension, that connection between the ribs and the hips. A gentle drawing up inside, a gentle tightening around the hips, still with that neutral curve into the spine. Okay, and from here we should be in a great position to start our workout and get ourselves nice and mobile. Okay, so starting today with dumb waiter. So dumb waiter, if you want to just bend at the elbow, imagine you're holding a tray in front of you, thumbs pointing out to the side, and we'll go one side at a time to start with. So just taking the arm wide and back. Now if you've been feeling any tension in the shoulders, maybe in the rotator cuffs, those muscles kind of behind the shoulders, roughly towards the shoulder blade area, let's just open it out, stretch it out the front of the shoulders as well, getting a lovely old stretch here. Okay. And you're seeing, whilst keeping the elbow in towards the waist, seeing how far you can get that thumb round to the side. So imagine you're passing a tray over to the side. This is fantastic practice if you need to pass some Easter eggs in a couple of weeks. So just getting that practice in, pass them to your neighbour, wonderful, bring them back. Don't pass them too far, make sure you get one as well. Lovely. Okay. And if you'd like to, you can just release those elbows away from the waist. You're just getting a little swing, and you can release that bend in the elbow as well. Just getting a nice gentle twist and bend. And moving from here, let's imagine we're wiping that big kitchen counter. So when you're ready, just really sweeping round and out, and sweeping round and out. So that wonderful sensation of clearing the space, opening out through the side, the front of your chest. Fantastic. And really allowing the legs to move into this as well. So you're bending at the knees, you're getting a twist all the way through the hips, allowing the toes to kind of come off so that you're onto the edge of the toes at the end of the movement, sweeping round, sweeping round. Fantastic. And bringing that back to the middle. So coming back to neutral, we're going to go for a variation on chicken wings. So back in that neutral position, just sort yourself out, get yourself nice and comfy. And from here we're going to sweep the arms up all the way to the top. Now imagine you're grabbing down and drawing the elbows down. So not quite so much tension as I sometimes put into this move. We're just going to sweep up, draw the elbows wide and down. So I'm using this more as mobility. Sometimes I like to use this move to think about the strength of those muscles in our upper back, those lats, as we draw down. And whilst there's a little sense of that at the moment, I'm more focusing on the range of that movement. So bringing the arms and shoulders really nice and high, a big sweeping, comfortable, smooth movement. Fantastic. And bring it down, drawing up. Okay, just a couple more. And last one here. Okay, fantastic. And instead of doing a chicken wings, we're just going to take the arms over, so sweeping over and sweeping over. So this time we're also getting a little bit of side flexion into the spine. So as well as thinking about the shoulder, maybe the elbow, maybe the fingers really stretching up and over, you're also getting that flexion into the side. So imagine you are between two panes of glass and there's not a big gap. So almost just trying to see if you can move without touching either of those, the one in front and the one behind. Got a lovely flexion over the top, that big reach, the stretch down the side of the body, reaching over the top. The arm that stays down is kind of reaching down towards the knee as well. Fantastic. Okay, release that there. We're going to do some cactus arm twists. So coming up into that cactus arm position, again starting neutral, and I want you to keep these hips pointing forwards, really focusing on the rotation, of the upper part of the spine, so keeping the hips pointing forwards from here, twist that upper body. So imagine you are pinned by the hips, so keeping those pointing forwards, and you're really focusing on that twist. You'll be seeing this twisting action in one or two of our moves later, so we want to make sure that we are ready for it, that we're nice, warm, controlled movement. Still keep those shoulder blades drawn down the back as well. Okay, good stuff. Oh, wonderful. And release that there. Okay, so now we're going to think about our lower body a little bit more, so we'll do some knee lifts. We're just going to alternate sides, so bringing the knee up in front, so warming up through the hips, warming up through the knee joint. Big movements as well, so we're actually warming up in ourselves, warming up the body a little bit as well, aren't we? Maybe feeling a little bit more energy working through us at the moment. Oh, I've got very noisy socks today. Very surreal. It's all good, it's all good. Alright, and we're going to have a moving calf stretch from here. So I'll show you from the side, so it makes a little bit more sense from the side. So we've still got the knee going up, and then I'm going to take the leg behind, let the toes hit the floor, and then stretch down into the calf, and bringing it back. We'll switch sides, we'll alternate sides, so knee up, toes down, push the heel over the top. So the back of this move is just a normal calf stretch that we've done a few times. So pushing that heel down, nice straight leg at the back. We're keeping it nice and slow, just so that you can really get a feel for it. And what you might not be able to see, so I'll just turn so that you can see, is the spacing between my legs kind of stays about the same. It's as though they're travelling along tram tracks. Okay, so it's not that I'm trying to line them up, that's really difficult to balance actually. And it's not suddenly going super wide either, so I'm not taking it wide. But if you can see from the front, the feet remain pointing forwards, and it's just keeping them going straight forward, straight back. Okay? And getting that lovely calf stretch at the back. So it's really nice, you get that gentle dynamic calf stretch when you push the heel down. If you don't get that sensation, maybe take the back heel a little bit further back. If you're taking it too far, you won't be able to get the back of the heel down onto the floor. Okay, so there's a balance to be had, but just try and get that really beautiful calf stretch in. Wonderful. Okay, just a couple more. know you're excited. So we're going to do today, we're going to have a go at single leg squats. I have to be absolutely honest, I find these almost impossible. So this will be fantastic. You're going to see me wobbling all over the place. And I will show you from side on, just so you've got a bit more of a view. With a squat, always remember to get the bottom back and down. So rather than going forwards on the knee, we get the bottom back and down. Now, depending on your ankle flexibility, as you'll probably see in this video, I don't have brilliant ankle flexibility, but it might help you to take the back leg further back so that your body weight's gently further back. For some people, you might not need to. You might be able to do this with the leg in front, but for me, that forces the knee a little bit too far forward. So I'm just showing you, this is my version. There are many ways that you could do this. If you would like to keep your toe down, just gently touching, you could do that. But if you'd like to, you can really think about different positions to try with the legs. You might want to try taking it wide, taking it out to the side. So that's an alternative. Taking it wide. You might want to try tucking it behind. Okay, and as you can see, I do wobble all over the place with this one. But I do like it. Think about the strength in the glutes, in the quads. Awesome. The balance is fantastic. It's really good. And as with all things balance, I really believe you should try and take yourself to the edge of what is comfortable for you, and that's how you're going to see the improvement. Each week, just think about, can I try it in a slightly harder way, slightly different way, challenge myself. So maybe if this is going really well for you, you could try a different arm position. Okay? Maybe try it nice and high. If you get it higher, increasing the height of your centre of gravity tends to make balances more challenging. If you really want to go for it, and I don't know if I can even do it, but I'll have a go, close your eyes, see what happens. Okay, close your eyes. Try it. Oh my goodness. Harder than it looks. If you've got your eyes closed, you wouldn't have known. Yeah, exactly. Okay, just one more. I'll release it there. So we did all those on one side, and if you did, probably really got some burning going on in that side, both because of that proprioceptive movement, that kind of wobbling around movement, but also because it is quite a stretch into the quads. It's a lot of work in the quads, calf and glutes on that one. So let's try the other side. Actually, if I turn this way, maybe that makes more sense. And I also can't see myself in the mirror, which is great. So choose how you're going to try it. Get that soft knee to start with. Try and keep the hips level if you can. You've got a choice here as well with the arms. Do you want to move them as part of what you're doing? So for instance, I'm in this version, gently reaching forwards and letting the leg go back. Or if you're trying it with the leg going in front. And you'll be able to go to different depths. Depending on the depth, flexibility, your hips, ankles, knees, you might be able to get your bum all the way down to the floor, okay? If you can, fantastic. All for the good. Again, you could try with the leg wide. That will change the centre of gravity position again. So you'll be working in a different way. And just to remind you from the front, you can do all these different arm moves, trying to relax into it. And you can, if you want to, as we said before, just keep that toe down. Just try not to put too much weight on it, okay? So lots of alternatives here. And if you need to, just get a little bit close enough to a wall. When you do have that big wobble, you can grab on, okay? So think about what works for you. Like I said, I quite like it having the foot going behind. Oh, I fell on that one. I needed a wall then, didn't I? And if you want to, you can try that closed eyes. You can try the arms in a different position. Loads and loads and loads of options available. Okay, just a couple more. One more, see how low you can go. Oh, fantastic. Hey, one down, one to go. So, second one, actually a little bit easier, I think. But if you want to give yourself a little pat, a little shake, maybe you need to roll through the ankles a little bit, because it's quite hard work on the ankles as well, that one. It's a little bit more straightforward. I'm going to build up to a few different variations on this one, but just starting with a soft leg to balance on, hips fairly level, and it's just one foot in front to point and flex. Okay, if you need to, that can be nice and low, so that you're tapping each time. Or if you'd like to, it can be a little bit higher. So this is kind of level one of this exercise. You might want to try it As always, muck about with your arms, have some fun. Okay, do you want to try them high? Now this one, I thought a little variation would be, if you want to keep the legs stationary instead, let's try bow and arrow arms with it, so the leg's just in front. You can soften out that knee if you like, but take the arm wide and sweep it around. So draw it back, you're getting a little bit of flexibility as well then. It's a nice twist. We said there'd be a bit of twisting today. And if you want to, if this is feeling good and you'd like to, watch that moving hand. Okay, oh, whoa, that was a good one. That's going to challenge you, it's good. Oh, I bet you guys are well doing better than me today. I've lost it, no, I've lost it. Never mind, that's why I need to practice. Okay. And sweeping it around, and again, if you want to on this, and I don't have even dare today, try closing your eyes. What? I'm going to get myself all calm. Go, close your eyes, try it. Wonderful. Fantastic. Just one more. Hey. Okay. Give it a little bit of movement. Again, it's still hard work on legs, even though you're not doing that squatting move, it is still hard work. Let's try again. So build it up. Let's find your place that you want to stay on. So it could be just kind of very, very gently touching the floor. We'll start with that point and flex. Point and flex. Hopefully this is not feeling too bad. And depending on you, this side might be better, it might be harder. It's going to be different for everyone. Okay, and if you'd like to, let's have a go with those arms again. So other side, so I'm drawing the arm back of the leg that's raised. That's how I've set this one up. If you prefer, you can alternate, you could do it both sides. Okay. I just think this flows quite nicely with the leg that's raised. And the shoulders do twist, so you are getting that twist into the spine. Okay, remember, if you want to make it a bit harder, watch that moving arm. Wibble. A bit like watching Mr. Tumble for those of you with smaller children. Whoa, oh my goodness. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. Lovely, lovely. I tell you, maybe I need a stiff drink tonight. Maybe that's what I'm lacking. I've given it up for Lent. So good, is it? I'll know better next year. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. And if you want to try with your eyes closed, why not? Why not? I'm in a padded room, what could go wrong? Okay, close your eyes. There we go. Whoa. Nice. Couple more. Right, last one, come on. Let's get in the zone. In the zone. Awesome. Oh gosh, I can feel that, can you? Awesome. Fantastic work. Right, we're going to get down onto our mats, so we'll do it in that lovely way that we often do. Lots of rolling down, rolling up, just to get ourselves nice and warm. We haven't really actually done that forward flexion, particularly of the spine yet. So standing up in our neutral position. When you're ready, tilt the chin and just start to feel the spine. So it's that slump at the start, gently allowing it to come down just halfway, and coming back up, shoulder blades down, chin up, nice big space here. Have you got that core contracted? Okay, are you maintaining that control over the core area? If you need to, you reset each time, so you're always coming back to neutral. And coming back up. Wonderful. Taking it down and slowly increasing the size of this move. Oh, fantastic. Gradually, the fingertips getting towards the floor. And there's no rush at all. Peel it away. So imagine this vertebrae peeling, rolling down. If you need to, having the knees a little bit soft, just to take a little bit of tension out of the hamstrings. Might allow you to get the upper body down a little bit further. Get that wonderful flexion into the spine. Should be coming towards kind of the lower range of your movement now. So coming down pretty much as far as you go. Okay, we'll do one more. The next time I get to the bottom, let's just chill out there. Peel, 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 peel. Oh, just relax. Just let the head hang heavy. Let the shoulders, the arms hang heavy. You can have a little bit of softness at the knees if that feels good. If you want to, and your hamstrings are quite flexible, you don't have to be too bent at the knees. It can be reasonably straight. Don't need to lock them out though. Just letting it hang. Really allow that length and that stretching, that opening up that space between the vertebrae. Okay, when you're ready, from here you're going to come down onto the floor. So if you'd like to, bend at the knees, take the body weight gently and carefully backwards so that you can come down into a supine, a lying down position. Wonderful. So let's get our neutral position from here. Start with the feet together, take the heels out and then the toes out. The knees should follow, so the hips, knees and ankles are nicely in line. The feet kind of pointing just straight away from you, flat on the floor, knees up towards the ceiling. From here we're just going to rock through the pelvis. So from our neutral position, gently ease the lower back into the floor, so gentle tightening into the glutes, squeeze the glutes up, tilt the pelvis up, and then take it in the other direction. And let's really go to the end of our range of movement there. Really relax out in this position. And feel that whole rolling sensation through those lumbar vertebrae. So just giving them a good old stretch out. We don't have any shoulder bridges tonight, so let's make the most of our setup just to give us that really nice bit of movement into the lower part of the spine. Okay. And when you're ready, slowly reducing the size of that move so that you're coming to fit into a neutral position, to a small gap under the lower back. Again, draw up through the spine, draw down through the bottom of the tailbone. The spine is nice and long. The tummy's just all relaxed, and you know, you've got a gentle core contraction, but just relax down. The shoulders are relaxed down, so the chest is nicely open. Ribcage relaxed down. Everything's just a bit fluffy and heavy in the upper body. And the chin is pointing up towards the ceiling. If you do normally have a block behind your head, a cushion behind your head, pop that behind. That's absolutely fine. Okay. From here, let's get our follow my breathing back. Okay. And we've just got rid of all the tension in our body. Give your legs a little shake. Just let it all shake and relax. Okay. When you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core, and as you breathe out, float one leg up towards the ceiling. So at this point, you've still got weight in this leg that's still down, and we're going to start stirring the porridge. Oh, back to the porridge. I do love my porridge. So we're doing single leg circles. I mean, possibly that's the better way to say it. In terms of Pilates speak, I think stirring the porridge is about the right description. Sounds good to me. Every 4 or 5, if you can alternate direction. So I will try to remind you, but as you know, my counting ain't always the best. So thinking about just allowing the weight at the hips to remain really neutral. So trying not to be rocking too much side to side. Thinking about not allowing the knee to come too far over towards the tummy. So if you want to, you can use the hand as like a little bumper for it, if that helps. And just keep in alternating directions. The upper body is actually really relaxed. If you're finding that to hold this position, you're squeezing the shoulders, you're getting that tension, just relax, chill it out, it's fine. It's all fine. If this is feeling really nice and good and comfortable, by all means, try and take some of the weight off the foot on the floor. So imagine I've got that sheet of paper, I'm just going to try and slip it underneath my foot. So you need to almost take it off the floor, and you will feel that kick in down here, okay? You're going to feel the core even working harder than it was before. But still trying to make sure those hips remain level. Okay, it's not a massive move, it's just a few inches round, okay? Keeping alternating. And if this still feels good, you're still feeling nice and comfy and you'd like to, bring that other leg up to me to keep this one stationary, but we're still doing the single leg circles with the moving leg. So trying to keep this leg really still. Really still. The gap under the lower back needs to be stationary here, okay? So the point is we are controlling the lower body. The feet are still floppy. So it's not that I've suddenly got this, oh my goodness, I'm not moving. Just relax. Okay. Just relax. The core is working. Hip flex is working. Upper body chilled. Okay. Just a couple more. Okay, and we'll leave it there. One leg down, other leg down. And relax. We'll have a nice little hip flexor stretch. So that leg that was doing most of the work, bring it in towards the body, and the other leg extend away. So you're just giving a little bit of a release into this hip flexor. Good stuff. Such a nice little relax. Okay, so we've done one side, you know what that means. Get back to our neutral position if you want to. Just find that neutral position in the pelvis again. All good. When you're ready, full and wide breathing. Breathe in, switch on the core. As you breathe out, float the upper leg up. And start that stirring. You know, a really good treat in porridge, should you need to, because it is Easter coming up, so surely it's allowed. Chuck in a limp ball. Oh my goodness, delicious. That is a good Easter treat. As always, I'm open to more porridge recipes. Okay, switch directions. Enough of my jabbering about porridge. Switch directions. We're continually changing. Okay, are we still nice and relaxed, this upper body? Okay. Are we able to maintain these hips chilled out onto the floor? Try and stop the stationary leg moving. It's so hard, isn't it? You do a good job, I'm sure of it. Okay. This is feeling good. Let's almost lift that stationary leg off. Almost. Okay, so kicking in at the core. Maintaining that gap under the lower back. Still keeping changing the rotation direction, don't forget to do that. Foot's still floppy, so this foot is really nice and floppy. The calf is relaxed. The quad's pretty relaxed, to be honest. I mean, you're holding this 90 degrees, but you're not holding it with great tension. You're just enough in there, just enough. Hip flexors and core working nice and hard. If this is feeling good and you'd like to, pop up that other leg and continue the movement. Still trying to think about keeping those hips level, keeping them as still as you can. Again, tummy button up should be actually really relaxed. Shoulder blades drawn down towards those back pockets, but again, relaxed. It's not holding this great tension in it. Core still switched on. And still breathing. If you do happen to have a mirror and you're looking a bit blue, do take a big breath. It's all for the good. Fantastic. And just breathing, keeping that controlled breathing going. Okay, so full and wide. Just a couple more. Okay, and release it there. One leg down, other leg down. Awesome. That's hard. Bring that leg in, give it a little rest. That is hard. exercise with all the moves though. Again, just find the level that works for you. Okay, stick with that. If that's at the beginning and you don't end up with 2 legs in the air, that's fine, it's fine. Or if actually you do quite enjoy that challenging version of the move, then you crack on. This is supposed to make you the best you. Lovely, and relax. We're going to do some lovely hip rolls. So let's take the feet slightly wider than the mat. Arms wide if you'd like to and have the space to do so, otherwise you can cactus arms, keep them on the waist, wherever suits. We're just going to windscreen wipe those legs side to side. It's like the calm after the storm. Might be another storm in a minute. You never know. Let's enjoy this move. Really sweeping them side to side. See how far over you can get those knees each time. Keeping the shoulder blades pinned on towards the floor. Again, a lovely little twisting sensation for the back. This time it's the lower back that's getting the twist. It feels so good. Right. Next time the legs come over in my direction, keep them there. Take that top leg over the top, keep the back shoulder blade onto the floor. If you'd like to use a hand to ease the leg towards the floor, please do. Just a beautiful, deep stretch in that twist. You might like to look towards that back arm, so really helping to pin the back shoulder blade down towards the floor. Fantastic. Really nice and relaxing actually. Alright, bring that leg back. Got to switch sides. Okay, this is my moment to try and avoid all the furniture. You may have other obstacles to avoid. Part of the fun, right? Great working out at home. Which piece of furniture should we kick today? Who knows? Okay, keeping that shoulder blade down. Might want to look towards the hand. And you can use that opposite hand to ease the leg towards the floor. Wonderful. Really nice stretch there. Okay, bring that leg back in. Bring that leg back in. We've got one more exercise on our backs. So we've had a beautiful stretch, we've had some good work holding the position with our stirring the porridge, single leg circles. So coming back to our neutral position in the same position again, so you can keep that cushion under your head if that's what you've got. It's fine. I'm going to do kind of a version of a single leg stretch with some scissors. So from here, let's just make sure we're nice and relaxed in that upper body. Breathe in, switch on the core. As you breathe out, just let one leg head away and bring it back. We're going to switch immediately, so switching sides each time. Okay, now if you wish to, you can be kind of to start with dragging the foot along the floor. I've got sticky socks on again, I don't know what I'm thinking. I really need to stop doing this, so I'm not going to drag my feet, otherwise I might not get there or get back. So I'll just have them slightly raised. I'll learn one day, I'll learn. I won't learn. Okay, maintaining that contraction in the core. Okay. And if this is feeling good, you can take it up and then extend. So again, the lower leg is actually really relaxed. The foot's relaxed, the calf is relaxed. But you're breathing out, send the leg away, breathe in to bring it back, out to go down, in to come up. Below that leg away, bring it in, down, and up. And if this is feeling nice and comfy and good, we're going to add in some scissors. So the next time it comes in, instead of doing a straight switch, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, alternating legs, and then away and And again, and we'll do that 1, 2, 3, alternating. So this is kind of optional. If you prefer to just stick with that single leg going in and out, that's fine. What I want you to think about, especially on that scissor move, is keeping those hips really level so it's not rocking around. I'll show you what I mean, okay? So I'm not kind of, it's just really controlled, okay? Tap, tap. I've got myself all in the gun, confused. Tap, 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 and then away. And if you'd like to, instead of having one foot coming back down to the ground, you can keep them both raised. So we're going from tabletop. So tap, 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 back to tabletop, and extend. Tap, 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 back to tabletop, other extend. Do make sure you're alternating, okay? You don't want to get one-sided. So you might just need to keep remembering, is it side closest to me? Is it side closest to your back wall? I don't know. But it still works to do kind of 3 taps. Tap, 2, 3, and extend. How's this feeling? So that core should be working really hard actually on this version. Keeping that gap under the lower back really nice and stable. Keeping that upper body really controlled. And you know, if you've got young kids, this song is just like one of the songs they play at Legoland. It's a while since I've been there. But if you do go there, you'll know what I mean. Oh my goodness. Very strange. Right. Okay, one more. We can do this. You got this. You got this. Okay, last one. Oh, fantastic. One leg down, other leg down. Relax. Just going to do a few pelvic tilts just to release the hips this time. Do you know what? Let's take both those knees in towards the chest. And just give it a little bit of a rock side to side. Let that lower back have a nice little massage. Feels good. Feels really good. Fantastic. Right, we're going to have a nice relaxing side move tonight. So if you want to roll over on towards me, you want to let your head cushion if you haven't been using it already. I'm going to go for some chalk circles. So getting that 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees position, knees, hips and ankles nice and stacked. Push that top hip away, make the spine nice and long. Follow my breathing. We're going to have the bottom arm resting in front of us. And when you're ready, we're going to start sweeping the arm around. So we've still got the core contraction. Oh, wonderful. So good. This is our upper spine twisting. Lovely. And each time, just imagine you've got like chalk on the end of your fingertips and you're seeing if you can draw a huge circle. Hence the name chalk circles. Think about keeping those hips stacked. So try not to allow the top hip to float backwards. It's not the end of the world if you do, but it changes the focus of the move. What I want you to do here is to get that really nice twist into the kind of the thoracic spine, so the spine behind the rib cage. When you allow the top hip to float back, you're changing where that movement comes from. So by keeping them nice and stacked, by pushing that top hip away, you've got rotation around a lovely long neutral spine. But going into the thoracic spine, you're getting this fantastic stretch across the front of the chest and the top shoulder. If you'd like to hold it open, by all means do so. Hold this position. You can use that bottom arm if you wish, just to remind your hip to stay stacked. You may be able to get this back arm down towards the ground. If you're really super flexible and twisty, that might be fine for you. Or you might find it's not massively comfy if this isn't a great position for you. In which case you might want to take it high, you might want to continue just going straight round, or you might not hold this position at all. If it's not feeling fantastic on your shoulder, you can kind of cut it short by just going up and over, if that's not working for your shoulder, okay? So a few alternatives for you. And you know what feels good for you. But if it does feel good, and it is a nice little kind of challenge to your mobility and your range of movement, to try and get all the way around, up and over. And especially if you've been feeling a bit stiff in the shoulders of late, maybe hunched over. Maybe you've had to carry a lot of things, you're not getting a chance to really stretch out. Maybe hunched over a desk, working at home, or sitting at home and on a sofa. All these things not really allowing us and encouraging us to open out our upper bodies as we could and as is good for us. Okay, just one more. Fantastic. Okay, and from here, we're just going to roll over onto our tummies. I'll move that cushion out of the way. Hopefully in such a position you can still see me, but rolling over. We're going to do a version of swimming, but today we're going to do swimming actually prone on the floor, rather than in the all fours position, which would be our normal position. Because to be frank, for some people, all fours ain't great. Maybe it's not great in your shoulder or your wrist. Let's have an alternative that we can do on other sections. I'll just take my glasses off so they don't fall off. I'm going to do one side at a time, because again, you might not like face planting into a mat, that's perfectly normal. Okay, so you can use the back of your hand if you like, or maybe onto your fist, just to give your head a bit of a comfortable position. Or neutral prone position, just tuck the pelvis under. Again, if that's not super comfy, something like a thin cushion, this is a squashy foam pad, might feel a little bit nicer underneath the front of your pelvis. I mean, possibly it's not a problem I have. If you're kind of particularly large chested, you might want a little bit of cushioning around your tummy, just to give you a little bit of cushioning so you're not squashing yourself, however you might squash yourself. But from here, you're in your neutral position. And we're just going to lift opposite arm and leg. Now, depending on how your back feels, you can keep looking towards the floor. I'm only turning so you can hear me. You might prefer just to do the arm and stick with the upper body element of this, or just to do the leg. Both of them are quite relaxed, but it is that sensation of going across the back. You've got that strength and stretch across the back. Now your spine is more supported than it would normally be when we're doing it on all fours. So when we're on all fours, you're using your core to control the length of the back. Here you've obviously got the support of the floor, so you can think a little bit more about the strength into the glute and the strength into the shoulder on the upper back to lift the arm and leg. Again, not a massive move, we're not super extending, it's just lengthening. So you might want to visualise it that you're taking the fingers away from the foot, and by taking them away they just gently ease off the floor. But again, it's relaxed, all those muscles are relaxed, it's the glutes and the shoulder working, but actually not too much else. Those nice big long muscles through the back. Okay. And we'll rest it there. We're going to switch sides, haven't done already. So, hand underneath the forehead if you'd like to again. I'll just shimmy myself back, I could just about reach the wall then. So, head down, and when you're ready, you've got your full and wide breathing still going. Get that core contracted, because you're still holding that core contraction gently. And you're lengthening the leg away from the arm. There's a gentle lift. And it's a lift from the leg that starts at the glutes, okay? Rather than thinking about any flexion at the knee isn't doing anything. The knee's super chilled here. So it's not like you're kicking the foot up. It's lengthening the whole length of the leg and the whole length of the arm. So it's engaging into the shoulder, engaging into the glute. Now, if you don't like this kind of prone position, you have that option of doing this on all fours. I just wanted to give you an alternative, something a little bit different, a different way of doing things. As I said, all fours ain't great for everybody.
working that nice position. Again, you might just be going for the leg movement or just for the arm movement. Just keeping your neck in neutral, you should be looking down towards the floor ideally. So I can appreciate you might want a quick check now and then just to check you're doing what we were expecting. But otherwise, just look down. Don't want to be overextending on that neck, no need. Okay, couple more. And relax it there. Fantastic. From here, we actually are going to pop up onto all fours, but I want to give you an alternative. So we're going to do a few, not many, a few press-ups. If that isn't going to work for you tonight, you'd like an alternative, something a bit different, you're quite enjoying being in this prone position, you have the option to do some swan dives, okay? So again, working into the back, but protecting if you have wrists that are a bit not happy, shoulders a bit not happy on all fours, you don't need to be on them, okay? So a little alternative for you there, doing some swan dive. But if you're comfy, we're going to hit that all fours position and do a few press-ups. So I want to do a chest dominant press up tonight. Sometimes we do a tricep dominant where we keep the hands under the shoulders. I want to take the hands a little bit wider. Now for me, about the right position is so that the hands are just outside the side of the mat, the size of my mat. Okay, starting in all fours, let's get a neutral all fours. So we'll just do a couple of pelvic tilts. The knees are directly under the hips, the feet are straight behind the knees. And we're just coming into that neutral position with the spine. So there is a small arch in the lower back. Otherwise, we're pulling up through the top of the spine, pulling down to the bottom of the tailbone. Holding that core, you've got that core contraction, full and wide breathing. And when you're ready, you breathe in. Make sure that core is switched on. And we're going to come down and you press up, blow out, press up. Breathe in to come down. Out to press up. You've got a few options available here. So right now I'm showing you a version where you're kind of flexing at the hips. So the lower body below the hips isn't really doing any moving here. As I'm going down, so the hands as always are screwed in towards the floor. So you're imagining screwing that little finger out to the side. In reality, the long finger is pointing straight above the head. Okay. We'll take a little break here, bring the hands under the shoulders, do some cat and cow. I'm going to give you an option. We're going to do 2 more sets of press-ups, okay? 2 more sets, probably about 8 in. So if you are happy in the level that we were at, by all means, stick with that level. If you would like to increase the intensity, you have the option to go straight, so that the top of your head goes straight all the way down to the knees, or straight all the way down to the toes. I'll show you both options. Okay, so if you want to get your hands back wide, imagine you've got that screwing into the mat sensation. Right, option going down so that you're straight to the knees. I'll do a couple here. Okay, so come down, press it up. Come down, press it up. If this feels good, onto the toes. Okay, so nice and long through the spine. As we're pressing up, we're pressing that floor away, bringing the elbows in towards each other to squeeze it in. So you're engaging into the chest. Just a couple more. Okay, and back into that neutral all fours position. Just do some rounds of cat and cow. So in cat and cow, we draw the shoulder blades up, drop the head down, and take it in the opposite direction, tummy down, head up. Then do 1 more set of press-ups, okay? We'll do something like 8, again, never trust my counting, but something like 8. You can mix it up. You could do a couple in each type, and then finish on whichever you want to. You could try it all on your knees, all on your toes, all in that intermediate one. You have to think about what's going to work for you. Okay, how are we feeling? Oh, lovely, big stretch. Right, okay, assume your position. Get into the position you would like it to be, and don't forget you're breathing out on the way up. So take your hands a little bit wider, and when you're ready, so the hands are roughly kind of in line with your chest, okay? So you're not massively over your head, they're not down by your tummy in this version, you're just taking them kind of in line with your chest. When you're ready, choose your position. Get neutral, switch on the core when you're ready. 2. Squeeze those elbows together. How are we doing? 4 more. Just a couple more, nearly there. And rest. Knees down, let's pop back into child's pose. Oh, you deserve it. Take the hips back towards the feet. Allow the hands, if you wish to come above the head and give those shoulders a nice big old stretch. If you prefer to, you can let them just flop in the floor. Bring the feet, bring fingers down towards the feet. So you can do that however you like. Just have a couple of relaxing breaths here. Lovely. And coming back up, we're just going to pop over and do our chalk circles on the other side. Right, so I'll take my glasses with me. So, get your head cushion ready. Pop it back onto your side. The arm is relaxed onto the floor, as though you've fallen off a chair. Knees in front of hips, ankles below. Push the top hip away. Line up the arms. And we'll take it round. Oh, so good. You deserve it after those press-ups, my goodness. I tell you, press-ups are good though. They're more whole body than you think because you've got all that core engagement holding that position. Obviously working the chest, working the arms really nicely. But it's quite a good full body style move, really. Lovely. So well done. If you had a go at those, whatever version you had a go at, fantastic, well done. If you managed to do 1 or 2, awesome, something to work on. If you didn't fancy it tonight, that's all right. Always next time. Oh, just enjoying this old move. And if you want to, as always, if you want to hold it open, again, you can use that bottom arm if you want to just remind your hips. Keep that gap under the waist, keeping the hips stacked and just opening out and allowing that shoulder to stretch. Allowing the twist in the spine. It's wonderful, and you can keep sweeping arm down and around. Fantastic. Really big movement. And it is that sensation. Can you just get it a millimetre further in each direction? Can you really stretch yourself? Can you think about how your mobility could improve with this one? Still got that long spine that we're rotating around. We have had a few nice little twisty, spiny twisty moves today, which is so good. So good. Fantastic. And just one more. Oh, lovely. And from here, we're just going to roll over to come up back to all fours. Okay, a little stretch out before we finish. Coming through all fours, we'll have a couple more rounds of cat and cow, because we can, and they're so good. Down. Okay. We'll have a little hip flexor stretch. Let's sneak one in here because those hip flexors work very hard towards the start of this workout. So taking a nice big step forward, I'll kind of overstep, so I have to press the hips down and forwards to get that stretch through the hip flexors, still keeping the knee roughly roughly above the ankle, give or take. And if you want to, you can combine this with a chest stretch. So just taking the arms wide behind you. Primarily getting into the hip flexors, but also this wonderful stretch at the front of the chest. And pushing the hips behind, let the toe pop up. Just have a little cheeky hamstring stretch, seeing as we're here. It'd be rude not to. Never say no to a hamstring stretch. So good. Okay, and we'll take that leg round and back. Hip flexion on the other side. Push the hips forwards and down. This time, if you want to kind of make the arms in a wide position, so you're getting a slightly different sensation of stretch across the front, but stretching up and through the body, pressing that hip forwards, down towards the front foot, keeping the knee above the ankle, but stretching all the way through the front of the body. And again, release, push the hips back. So pushing the hips back and down, you want to let the toes pop up. You can hold the body weight on the fingertips either side. Really straightening out through this leg, getting the stretch into the hamstring. And relax, bring that leg round, tuck the toes, we're going to push back, straighten up through the legs, we're coming back up, back up, back up. Here we go, fantastic. And a couple of nice big breaths. Thank you so much for joining me again. It is so good to have you join me every week. Give me a like, give me a share, let me know what you think, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see more of or see less of. That's all useful and interesting and good data that I can use to put into figure out what we're going to be doing next week. So I do hope you have a fantastic week, and I hope that you'll be joining me again very, very soon. Okay, see you soon, bye.